trip through the whole Alabama, from the corner to the slammer, from the top to the bottom. Let them know we right here, and we about to be a problem to the game this year. Hope they're ready for the storm, cause this is Rocket City, so we're ready to go to war. They just don't know when they took the chosen one, it ignited greatness to come out each one of us.
And the good thing is the magazine is all different genres, so it's not just hip hop. You get dubstep, you get reggae, you get bluegrass, you get alternative, you get a little bit of everything.
Okay. So dive a little bit into Rick, the person.
Okay.
Start from the beginning and get us up to concrete.
Well, let me say this. Like you said, my name is Rick. I'm from Huntsville. I've been here for quite a while. Since Highlands Elementary. You feel me? Since Ed White. Since hooping in front of Ed White with the basketball goals and Coach King. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys around here, I knew them from school. I knew Schoolboy when he still had a ducktail, man. You feel me? Like a lot of these people, Ed White and just living on the north side, even Pope. I remember Jonathan Mitchell. You feel me? A lot of these guys, man, and a lot of guys that aren't doing music as well. But that's the culture that I came up with. I started, you know, from Huntsville. Huntsville is where I'm from, man. I'm from the Rocket City. I'm very proud of it. You know, even when I went to Tennessee State, if it's one thing people knew about me, is that I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. You feel me? That's interaction, that's whips, that's everything. You feel me?
I heard through the grapevine that you did a little bit of your life up towards the Chi.
Yeah. I was born in Illinois. I was born in Illinois. My family's there. Like most people in the South, there's family that's rooted, vice versa. You know, if you live up there, you got family that's from the South, and if you live in the South, you got family that's from up there. So same thing applies for me. As a matter of fact, I went back this summer, and I hadn't been back in quite a while. It was a beautiful thing. We had a huge family reunion, and it felt good. It was great, man. It was good. I'm trying to get all my little cousins and stuff to come down here to realize, you know, the difference. Sometimes they get intimidated by the South, man, and they're scared to take that leap of faith. But I want to let them know, you know, it's all good down here. It's just a lot different. It's a lot. I'm not going to say better because I don't want to do that. But it's conducive to being successful, raising a family, being an entrepreneur.
Sometimes, a lot of times, what people need. I mean, we'll take my partner Royalty. You know, he from the Chi, and to change his environment from what he had going on then, he moved around a couple times, and then eventually he made it here, and it seemed like he's been stuck ever since.
Hey, I dig, man. But you know, that's the thing about Huntsville. I got cousins and stuff that have came down here to vacation, and you know what I say is, after you've come that third or fourth time, you're gonna move down here. Yeah, you're gonna move. If you come to visit 3 or 4 times, it's something you like about it. If you look at it statistically, whether you look at it from a business standpoint or just as an individual, the cost of living is cheaper than most markets. So that means you're going to be able to get a bigger house. You're going to be able to, you know, the cost of living is going to be cheaper, in other words. So if you're living at a major metropolis, it's going to be a lot easier to survive here. You're going to be able to do a lot more than you would be able to there. So that being said, if the hustle's in you, then just apply that. You see what I'm saying? Whatever your craft is, you can go that much harder here. Okay, and then on top of that, there's talent here, and it's somewhat of an untapped market as well. So that's another reason why I brought Concrete Magazine. There wasn't a platform, there wasn't a voice for the talent here. So I said I'm going to bring that voice, and I know in my heart that this is just the beginning.
Okay, and speaking of talent, you know, with the magazine you got to see all genres of talent from this area. You know, why do you think it's so hard for our area to actually break the barrier Is it because we're in Alabama? Or is it because we're in Huntsville? Or is it something we're not doing? You know,
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, it's interesting because I watched this this VH1. It's called Rock Doc. I don't know if y'all familiar with it, but they had these different documentaries. The first one they did, I think, when they started the series, was on like a Tribe Called Quest.
okay.
But they did one here that I saw recently on ATL, and man, I was tripping when I was watching that because it was Huntsville, 100%. They started out with Organized Noise. Okay, if you guys aren't familiar, Organized Noise, Dungeon Family, you know, they've done production for so many people, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't even, I literally, it would take so long to be able to list those people, but they kind of look at them as founders. So for everybody that they had on that documentary, there was somebody in Huntsville I could relate to. So I kind of related them to Block Beaters because they were an international group of super producers.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how when they first started out, this is pre-1996, which is when the Olympics came. If a lot of people don't know, your city growing is based on your infrastructure. It's based on how how the city hall and how your elected representatives allocate money for building and for developing.
Okay.
So even when you see, like you saw that Walmart on the north side, they just put, that's actually across from where I used to stay in Rutledge Heights, but things like that, or building hospitals, schools like the new Lee High School, and then you guys know the new Johnson Club. It's not Johnson anymore.
What's the name of it? McNair?
McNair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything starts with that. It starts with infrastructure, because you have to have that to be able to build. Now, a good thing about Huntsville is we're building that right now.
Yeah, and the infrastructure, and it's two parts to Huntsville that people don't really understand. A military,
Right.
That's Red Star Arsenal,
Right.
and then you got the actual city of Huntsville. So it's
Right.
like, it's, even though the Red Star Arsenal people, most of the people from Red Star Arsenal don't stay on Arsenal. They actually stay in the city. Of
Right,
Huntsville.
right.
So, and then the other people that most people don't know that the BRAC realignment is changing the whole infrastructure of Huntsville too, because
Right.
you got almost 500,000 people that's gonna be here that will came, and still to come.
Right. It is something that's an ongoing project. And you're right, though, that's all part of infrastructure. That's part of our culture, actually, the Rocket City. But to tie that back in, you know, they were just showing how they grew, and they had Jermaine Dupri. That's actually, man, that's one of my idols. I read his
Code.
He is.
Right.
I read his autobiography, and to this day he's the youngest producer to be #1 on the charts with Criss Cross. I think he was the youngest producer to become a millionaire. He was at 16 when he did that. And he's honestly, after I read his book, I was so motivated because the guy, he's really a genius.
Everything high, how to make a living, man, how to get high. Quota sack will be enough to get me to my highness. Usually I go and get the package out the project. I know a young nigga that I buy from. Put me over everything like Viacom. Buy a bond from him, know it's for a good cause. The nigga got kids, think he still Santa Claus. Who am I not to support? As I support my own habit. D&D for cigarillo and matches. I'm high now, rapping while the time passed, but the fun part was really getting to the climax. In the parking lot, I'm really like a vulture. My only intention is to get a couple numbers. Didn't hit the club cause the let out is free, and the girls already how you want them to be. Scream, I'm going to the Waffle House, a ratchet hoes gourmet. Waffle, orange juice, bacon, and a sorbet. Scatter, cover, smother if you wanna add some more taste. Straight 8, now we headed to this horse place. Using rubber, I ain't really trying to die fast. Girl, I won't broadcast the shit like Comcast. 10 minutes and I'm busting on your fine ass, but the fun part is really getting to the climax. Waiting on the day that I can break through. And when somebody asks about my shit, I have some good news. Matter of fact, they won't have to ask, cause they'll know it. It won't be hard to go get a show. Terrell